It's probably about, I'm guessing, 3.5, 4 feet tall. And it's got peppers all the way from the ground down here to the top of the plant, which is kind of unusual to be this late in the season. Normally they'll set the lower branches early in the season and then work their way up towards the top. We have another chunky sweet over here. Peppers are longer on this one, but it doesn't have as many peppers. So I think that's probably why they're longer. Let me see if I can't show you. There, I don't know if how well you can see it, but right here on the peanut plant, this long root-like thing is called a peg. And what happens is the peg goes down into the ground, and that's where the peanut will grow, on the end of this peg. So that the peanuts don't actually grow from the roots underground, they grow from these pegs that come off of a flower, and the flowers are real small and yellow. Here's a look at a couple of the peanut flowers. I think hopefully you can see those. And as I mentioned, off of these flowers, pegs will grow. Probably have some on these. I hate to pull any out of the ground, but these ones that are lying on the ground, they'll produce those pegs, and the pegs will go into the ground, and you get more peanuts. So I like to see the plant spread outwards. That way they'll have more branches in contact with the ground. You can also hill peanuts. I've never tried that. I'm not a peanut expert by any means. But we'll see how many we get at the end of the season. We haven't got much season left, so maybe a month and a half, and we'll be hitting that first freeze. This is an interesting plant. It's variegated basil. We made some garlic scape pesto, and we use some of this. And the thing I like about it, compared to the normal basil, is it's got a really intense aroma. I just rub the leaf between my fingers, and it really puts out the odor, or the fragrance, rather. We have some regular sweet basil over here. Yeah, the variegated basil's a little more intense. Right next to the basil, we've got some Malabar spinach that's starting to go to seed. It produces some kind of cool-looking little flowers. They have a pink tinge to them. And those flowers turn into little berries. See if I can see one that's starting to ripen. Probably down towards the bottom there some. And the berries will start to turn purple. You gotta be careful when you're messing with them, because that purple will stain just about anything. So if you get any on your clothes, you might have a permanent purple stain. When I'm saving seeds from these, I like to pick all the purple berries off after they're really ripe, and then I'll smash them up between my fingers and try to clean some of the pulp off these seeds. Here's a look at the string trellis with the China jade cucumbers on. We've got one cucumber down here that's 20 foot, a foot and a half tall or so. It's just right for picking. It says I'm done doing this video, and pick that one and take it inside. Oh, it looks like we've got another one ready to pick. See if I can show you behind here. Don't know if I can. Whoops. There we go. Hopefully you can see that. It's kind of lying on the ground, but it'll be okay. Don't think the roly polies have gotten to it yet. Nope. Here's a look at the okra. I'm always behind on okra. Here's a good look at one that's way too large, which only happens in a few days. And then there's one here that is just about right for me. Maybe a little larger would be good, but I like these little ones like that. I sometimes just wash them off and eat them raw. There's more big ones. And the cool thing about an okra plant is you can eat the pods, you can eat the leaves, and you can even eat the flowers. Here's a look at, I took a single mint cutting, very tiny one, put it in a jar, and it grew roots, stuck the cutting in the ground, and it turned into this. I could have trimmed the tops to keep it from flowering like this, but I kind of like the flowers, the look of them, so I just let it go. If we look down at the bottom, hopefully you can see that. This main group here is the first cutting. It's kind of spread out, but we also have some coming up from the roots, and that's how they spread. And they can be quite a problem if you plant them in the wrong place, because they really spread once they get going. This is a look at the purple squat. I've done the taste test on this one. I really like the way it has no heat, it's sweet, and kind of juicy. I'll take that bad end off this one, take a bite. I don't know how well you can hear that, but it's crunchy, but at the same time juicy. No heat. It's an interesting little pepper. Here's a look at the second phenotype of candy cane. It's probably about 4 feet tall, maybe a little more, I'm not sure. Quite a few peppers on it. This one here has got a tail on it. There are several of them in there that have tails, which is kind of an interesting look for a sweet pepper. There's one with a little tail. And some of them are a little straighter and all wonky. All a little different. Over here we have the burgundy bliss. Take a look at all the peppers on that. Nice little pepper plant. The other slightly different phenotype is over here. It doesn't produce quite as many peppers, and they're not quite as large, so of course I'm going to be saving seeds from this one. Let me show you a couple of phenotypes that I have from the same crops. This one I'm calling Juanita. So far I like this one over here. The peppers on it range from almost white to a very dark green. There's a nice white one there. There's one that's mostly green, but they have a lot of variegation, lots of differences between peppers. It's a cool looking little pepper. And the second phenotype is right next to it over here. They have kind of more contrast as far as depth of color. The greens are greener. And the yellows are yellower. And the reds are about the same. There's one that's right next to some really nice variegation there. That's another thing I like about this process. There's lots of really good variegation. As well as some parts of the plant are a little greener. Just a cool cross, I think.